other co-DM for this
Not
season
hearing anything.
while we sort out the audio issue.
Okay,
There
hi
we
everybody.
go.
Hey,
Welcome
hello.
to season 11. This is great because you miss me like not knowing what episode, although I just told on myself.
You missed
but
nothing. You missed
nothing. Welcome back to episode 6 of season 11 of Rivals of Waterdeep. I'm Eugenio, I'm DM Jazzy, and I'm one of your co-DMs for this season.
Very confidently done. I am Brian. I am your other co-DM for this season, and we're on episode, what number, Eugenio?
6.
Hey! It's not just us. There's other people here.
Thank God.
So grounded.
That's what they come for. They're really the grounded role play that we provide.
Truly.
Yes, we let's go around and introduce ourselves. I think we do the usual order. So let's start with Shareef.
Hey everybody, Shareef here, he, him. I'll be playing Shaka, Tiefling Celestial Warlock, also he, him. Might be having fun with some more corpses this week. We'll see.
Oh boy.
Gonna get on a list for that. Who's next?
Is it me?
LaTia.
It is me. Oh gosh. I'm not used to I have the Zoom windows in order and I still don't know that it's me. Hi everybody. I'm LaTia, she, her, playing everybody's favorite artistic Aarakocra murderbird monk D'Hani, who's also she, her. And yeah. I was a moose last week.
True.
You were.
You were a moose. Continuing around, Masood.
Hey everyone, I'm Masood. I play Gazrick Nomrad. Both our pronouns are he, him. And last week, I got to see Gazrick go home. And that was fun and weird and uncomfortable for everyone involved. But we will see how that continues on in this episode.
And last but certainly not least, Tanya.
Oh, hi. I'm Tanya. I play Selise Astorio, your human paladin ranger. She, her pronouns. And she opted out of the Become an Animal program with the Rivals. She was okay with that.
Oh,
yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
That's probably
Somebody
good.
needed thumbs, Masood.
That is actually
Somebody
very
needed
reasonable.
thumbs. That would have been a great episode title that
Well,
week.
if there were walruses, don't they get dew claws? Or is that
Oh, that's
sea lions?
true.
That's
I
sea
don't-
lions. Wait.
True. Oh, is it?
Oh my God. I
We gotta-
can't
Anyway.
stand it.
Don't mind me.
I have heard all of those
meantime.
words.
Yeah.
so.
Also, happy N7 day.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's correct, because we are Rivals of Waterdeep, and this is our favorite live actual play show on the Citadel.
That's a joke that I
Wow.
get now because I played them.
There it is.
And don't forget, Mark actually said that in our anniversary video.
That's
That's
right.
right, he did.
I was literally
He
about to say
Right.
Mark Mirror.
Let me go.
Mark
I was
Mirror
going to say, I know he
approved.
did say that. Wait a second.
I
Yeah.
don't think I had played
Check.
that part back then though, so I didn't get it.
Check our YouTube channel to see the anniversary
Yes.
video for our
Yeah.
100th episode.
I
That
should
was
go.
A great time.
I should go.
Commander Shepard, I should go.
Or as the gift that Artisty got last week, I waited way too long to get wine.
Yeah.
That was a good one. That was a good one. Well, clearly we have an
Help
energy
me.
about us this week, but perhaps we should talk about the people who make sure that we are here successfully. There's a weird transition to the.
Honestly, you landed it. You landed it. Really?
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
Expir- no,
yeah.
I'm kidding. That's all.
Bonus transition.
I think it worked. I think it worked.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, so let's talk about the people that help make our show possible. Let's start out with D&D Beyond, y'all. All of our character sheets are digitized. We got access to NPCs and spells and adjusting levels and managing encounters, all kind of cool stuff there. Make sure to check them out at dndbeyond.com. If you're in the chat, make sure to look out for the code. As usual, we'll be giving out an adventurers bundle, so you'll be able to get some free content from D&D Beyond. Look for that code in the chat. Must be present to win, so make sure not to dip out after you enter in. And if you're not listening live, remember that we stream live on Sundays at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/Rivals of Waterdeep. Our dice trays and vaults are provided by Wyrmwood, W-Y-R-M Wood. And if you go to wyrmwoodgaming.com and use the code RIVALS, you get free domestic shipping on your purchase there. We're also proud to be sponsored by Die Hard Dice. So check them out at dieharddice.com and use the code RIVALS for 10% off your dice as Eugenio looks around mysteriously. For his dice.
Not ready.
That was
Showing his
really
office.
mysterious.
Yeah.
That was very mysterious. And if you have minis in your campaign, make sure to check out Eldritch Foundry at eldritch-foundry.com. Use the code RIVALSDND for 10% off of your mini purchase there. If you just want an assortment of cool geeky swag, you want some cool cups, some cool mugs, I got a cool mask and some other shirts.
I'm wearing
and
a
stuff.
shirt.
Oh yeah, talk nerdy.
Nice.
Look at that.
Yes. Make sure to go to shop.stormcrow.com and use the code RIVALS for 15% off. Off of Masood's mug specifically.
Look, I even put hot
Yeah.
coffee in it this week, so it said that it's activated. Look at that. Look at that. The hot
Look at that.
fluid.
Well,
Don't
I hope
mind
you'll-
that it went through the.
I hope you'll
dishwasher
miss it when people buy your mug specifically.
Right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
like
Yeah. Whoa.
you
I'll
have
go
to
on
mail.
eBay.
You have to mail your mug to whoever.
Yeah, but like they have to mail it back. It's like kind of like the
it's a
original
rental program?
Netflix. This is the original Netflix.
I
where
see. I
It's
thought
the
this was
you
traveling
when
had to
I,
ship
mug.
it back.
when I have to claim Title IX. This is what I needed to do when I
Yeah.
file bankruptcy. That is the move that happens.
Is that, I don't know what is the age cutoff for when you say Netflix. You don't remember it being a mail-in.
Service
I don't want to talk
originally?
about it.
Nobody answer that question. I don't want to know.
I don't wanna talk about it.
So I'm gonna date myself. I remember in middle school, like you could order it and it would mail back. Like,
Oh
it was
my god.
definitely-
Okay, all right. Let's move on. Let's
Sorry,
move
y'all.
on.
Middle
You just
school?
mentioned mentioned
Right.
Netflix in middle school. Let's
Yeah,
move
it was a
on.
mail-in service in middle school.
So like in the beginning of Captain Marvel, when the blockbuster, were you just like, what is that?
I
What?
remember Hollywood videos, sir. I would go
Okay,
into
you know
the
what?
video game section
Would
there.
video.
Yeah.
I'm out.
All right. And if you want to sound so silky smooth like the Rivals crew, check out Blue Microphones, y'all. crew.bluemic.com/rivals. And if you make purchases at that affiliate link, we will get some credit for that purchase. I don't believe we have any giveaways this week from them, but we did have an awesome one last week. Or was that 2 weeks ago? It was in the recent past where we gave away a mic and a webcam, which is cool.
That was last week.
Last week.
Yes. Sorry. Time to a new father has no meaning. And we are also partnered by Idle Champions by Codename Entertainment. Right now, the trials of Mount Tiamat are going on. Selise was like out there battling with like some other friends of the show, and Shaka and D'Hani will be joining this Monday actually at twitch.tv/CNE Games for our game there as well. And in the video game, you can play as Shaka D'Hani or Selise. Make sure to enter in exclamation point code in the chat to get this week's Electrum chest, which will help you level up and get some gear in that game. It's on every console and mobile phones, all that kind of stuff. It is everywhere. So make sure to check out Idle Champions. And welcome to our newest partner, Warriors of Waterdeep. If you type in exclamation wow gems, then you'll also get some gems there that'll help you level up in that game as well, which I believe is only on mobile phones on iPhone and Android. So check that out. Wow. I don't know what that was, but yeah.
You're going wow for the gems.
Wow.
Yeah.
What
Every
is-
time you put the code in, like I think that like LaTia has to do that.
No.
like in chat.
No.
No.
Every single time. So
No.
spam that code in the chat.
No.
No.
Definitely-
You will
we're
be
definitely not
disappointed
doing
because
that.
no one will follow through on it.
All right. That's it for the reads.
Good reads.
Good reads.
Sweet reads.
And in honor of our newest sponsor, Warriors of Waterdeep, today's hat.
Yo,
Yeah.
very cool.
Hey.
Very
Today's
cool.
whoosh hat, which is going over the bun because I didn't feel like taking my hair down. So it's
Oh,
going over
I
the
love
bun.
this.
That is the correct way to wear that.
Sponsored whoosh caps.
Or sponsor, yeah.
This
If
is
you
a
want to
thing.
sponsor the show, just get me a hat
Uh-huh.
and also, get us some, sponsor us properly. But get me a hat so that I can add it to my whoosh hat collection.
Yeah, and
Right.
to say for the amount of people who have curly textured hair, if you could line it with satin, that would be amazing. That would be absolutely incredible. Like,
Yo, sponsored
Well,
bonnets.
Yeah.
Yes.
Honestly,
I'm
Sponsored
not mad
bonnets.
at that.
Finally
That's the
take
move.
proper care
Let's
of my
go.
Right? Honestly, maybe we need to make Rivals of Waterdeep bonnets. Maybe that's what we need to make.
All right, everybody, get your whooshing apparatuses ready. Previously on Rivals of Waterdeep. Yeah,
Oh,
look
there
at it
it is.
Kind of
go.
good whoosh.
There it
Yes.
is.
They
It's
go
also
in
a
the
good
chat.
stretch. It's a good whoosh stretch. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Go all the way up, especially. Yeah.
So last week, y'all made it to a place. Gazrick, where was that place?
It is the I know this name, the Lednik Caldera in like the elemental plane of ice.
I asked you specifically because I wanted to make sure that was clear, because
That's-
I don't know that that Brian and I did an entirely passable job of making it clear.
I kind of picked up on it a little bit. I was like, oh, okay, this makes a little more sense. Yeah.
Yeah, you did because you're from there, but I'm not
Right.
sure anybody else clued in. So yes, we found out that Gazrick is in fact very originally from used to be just a small little enclave. It's sort of grown into more of a village town now, situated on the Frostfell, which is sort of the plane that borders the elemental planes of air and water. Okay, you can carry on now. That was really just what I wanted to get out there.
For sure,
during this recap.
very worth knowing. And we arrived there after LaTia, you actually did a brilliant recap behind screen. I would literally just be parroting you. Sorry, that's a terrible pun. But would you like? It was, yeah.
Wow, that's
so if, with your permission, I'll repeat mainly what you said. But if
Yeah,
you wanna,
go for it.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
Cool.
This recap is for everyone as well as ourselves.
Right. Just for folks to know where my knowledge of this is coming from. But we caught we took a corpse to the ice barrier, but didn't realize it was a corpse till we were like right outside there. And
8 minutes outside.
8 minutes outside.
Right.
The amount of time Gazrick has then decided is like, no, now I should tell them. And the eventually deciding on the best method of just sort of entering with it as a corpse instead of a zombie. We though there was strong cases for both. We proceeded through the ice wall as it melted around us in the Remmerhaus. And upon entering, we were greeted by guards and some gatekeepers who basically wanted to know our interests. I like literally, I didn't even mean that. Yeah. We were just wondering what we're doing there. And Gazrick sort of chatted with them and mentioned that we're bringing back this person, and they provided a little bit of hospitality for us, some lodging for the night. And then the next day, I cannot remember their name for the life of me.
Ooh, I don't either.
Hirrathak.
Hirrathak.
Oh, right,
Hirrathak.
Hirrathak,
Everywhere Hirrathak. Yes.
Right.
Hirrathak was wanted to meet with us, and we met with them, learned a little bit more about the Caldera. I think particularly that their druids have been getting kidnapped or some sort of.
They'd been going on scouting missions and not coming back.
Right.
Yeah.
So they assume kidnapped, they assume something. There's no body usually left behind. Which now thinking about it makes me think there's something to deal with the Yetis then. We'll see if those come back, but that's separate. But and then we were asked to go sort of look into it. And I think that is kind of where we left off.
I think we more we sort of like involuntarily volunteered ourselves to do that.
You were pretty much on the cusp of saying, oh, so here's your problem.
Yeah.
And you're kind of on the cusp of saying that you might be in the neighborhood to take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
As you were talking to Hirrathak in his office,
right,
in the Druid enclave inside. But then other thing took place.
Yeah, there's a person who we had been making perception checks to notice all episode, apparently, who came into the room, and I think it was myself and Gazrick realized that we had seen this person throughout the Caldera in different outfits, like basically like pretending to be different roles in this Caldera. So the final thing that we did was like clock that, and D'Hani drew his face.
Right.
And I think she did something else too, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I marked him. I painted him red.
Yeah. To keep an eye on him. And he was able to make Gazrick, but didn't catch that D'Hani was also, because I think D'Hani and him both rolled 20s. I think
we rolled high. We rolled high.
Yeah. He like maybe clocked you looking at him, but it didn't seem like he really felt particularly threatened in that moment.
Sure.
Yeah.
The only other thing that we should point out. I keep doing.
Go ahead. No, you keep. No. What? Oh
fine.
God! If it's a needed thing, do it. Say it. What?
Well, the only other thing I wanted to remind everyone about is that Hirrathak is not. There's a slight exacerbation of the problem, because the most recent scouting group, the one that you all probably came across, was actually being headed up by the Lednic Caldera's archdruid.
Right.
And the archdruid was not the corpse that came back with you, which probably means that the archdruid is now among the vanished.
Right.
And Hirrathak, though he took the meeting with you all in the archdruid's chambers, is in fact the archdruid's sort of apprentice or assumed heir, or sort of whatever that title is within this circle.
Cool.
Yeah. So you find yourselves in that central chamber of the Druid Enclave, the Archdruid sort of receiving room, as it were. The two of you, Gazrick and D'Hani, clocked this person, this dude that you've seen, 3 times now throughout the day. 1, 2, 3. Yes, correct. Hirrathak doesn't seem to have noticed anything amiss, either from this person or from you all clocking this person. This man and some of the other servants had come in, or some of the other druids rather, had come in to offer you drinks, and have now left, so that you all can continue your conversation as you see fit.
I'm gonna wait, while everybody's like eating and drinking, whatever. I'm gonna wait like 2 minutes before, because I'm like D'Hani, I'm just like scribbling furiously. Like I have made this person's face, and I'm like, I got to make sure that all the details are correct before I bring it to Hirrathak. And I say, Hirrathak, have you seen? Like, do you know who this person is? I hold up the picture.
Here, he looks at it, and kind of, he kind of glances at it, and he says, "I'm pretty sure isn't this the attendant that I just called back for a refill?"
Yes, it is. So I mean, aside from that, but I have seen this person at least 3 times in your village. Which, is not normally a problem, except for the fact that each time he's been wearing something different. And I don't mean like I've seen this, like we've only been here a day. Like it's not like a change of clothes every day. It's like in the maybe 8 to 12 hours that we've been here, I've seen this person in 3 different roles here.
Well, I mean, we're not exactly a large village. I can certainly imagine someone having more than one thing to do, but I'm not really sure what it is you're saying. You've seen this person a lot, and they were just in here. Should I call them back?
No. Don't do that. Don't do that. Does he have any other like attendants in here with him?
No, it's just him and the 4 of you.
I think what my friend is trying to imply is that if you have druids going missing, it might be easier for someone on the outside or something on the outside to know when to be ready to snatch them if someone was telling them. Perhaps you have a mole.
I'm sorry, because now I'm stuck on like a mole, really. Like,
Mm.
And he kind of takes this in, and he really, especially as it was Gazrick that explained this last part, he just kind of like snorts, and it's like that makes no sense. Why would anyone inside the Caldera have anything to do with the druids going missing? I mean, everyone here relies on their druidic magic to survive. Anything that would harm the village would make it unable for any of us to survive here. I don't like you. You basically are just bringing an accusation of someone who just brought us a drink. I don't really understand where this is going.
Well, I mean, how else do you explain something hypothetically? Again, we've just gotten here, but like, how else would you explain something prepared to attack an archdruid? You don't like, I've never seen an archdruid, but the word archdruid sounds really freaking fancy. And I wouldn't assume that just anything could harm an archdruid unless somebody knew what that archdruid was capable of. And was able to tell somebody who could be ready for that.
You can see his brow furrowing. It's as though he's hearing what you're saying, but still finding it very hard to grasp and very hard to believe. And he looks at you all again and said, "So is this something else that you wish to investigate while you're here?"
I mean, we have volunteered to go out and figure out what happened to your other druids. I figured you could put some people on this. People you trust.
It's fine. We understand new ideas are slow to take around here. It takes like 100 years or so before you're validated finally for something that you might have put out. It's fine. We'll handle it. It's okay. And guys are just like kind of scuffles up and like vindicated but not satisfied. Because clearly it's like things do stay the same. Like it is so like until it is proven successful, it will not be valued. And so like this idea, until it is already proven that we have a mole, this person will not entertain it almost. Yeah.
Well, I mean, all I can say is you make valid points. If you notice this person again, I would say perhaps bring it to the attention of a guard, and perhaps we can find out what's going on. It's still the you can tell that he is coming around to it slowly, simply because what he said is what he said. If anyone messes with the balance that's going on in Legnet Caldera, that's it, game over for everybody. So thank you. I suppose I have to thank you yet again for your assistance. All of you. He keeps like his eyes keep going to Gazrick, and then he's like, continues to address all of you. And yes, he simply says, well, thank you for your assistance again.
You don't have to sound so excited about it.
Well, in normal times, I would say that we were doing just fine on our own, but this is not normal times. And as your companion here has said, sometimes we are slow to accept new ideas.
So we will need 4 Remorhazes for our travel. I'll roll persuasion. I'll roll intimidation, whatever it takes to put this offer on the table. After just saying that, Gazrick will no doubt haggle on this deal right now.
Yeah.
You do understand that they can hold more than one rider. They are
sure
they are
absolutely.
large beasts. So I was really thinking that if you were planning on leaving the city, you might only need 2. And he looks at D'Hani or two, right? Or are you planning on leaving as you came in alternate forms?
I mean, being a moose was cool, but those things are really big.
Mm-hmm. And knowing what might happen, I mean, 2 maybe is adequate. Who knows? But I think we would feel safer knowing that the Caldera had our full support behind it.
Gazrick,
okay.
You and I are small.
Yes.
D'Hani, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm with Gazrick.
Think about it.
The calendar. Holy.
Everyone gets their own Remorhaz. I think it's fair. There's no height limit. There's no height limit on riding a Remorhaz.
Gazrick, hilarious. 2 rolls for me.
Okay.
One will be charisma persuasion as normal. Will you also make an insight check? And I think you can have advantage on it.
Yeah. Okay. Let me.
Wow, I miss being a blood hunter. I had such better intimidation.
What is weird about
the
my
important
character?
Skills, right?
I keep forgetting to make you roll for it. I'm like, oh, you actually played that scene well. Oh, good. Done.
Yeah, great.
I mean, I could persuade, but old Selise is better with intimidation.
Okay, so what? So the first one is charisma, correct?
First one is persuasion.
Persuasion, yes. Sorry.
That's okay. I don't know if you're proficient or not.
4! It's a 2 plus 2.
Well,
oh
that's
my
fun.
gosh.
And that's how many I need. 4.
I need 4, right?
I like that.
I like it. And now an insight with advantage.
Cool. That's the one with the plus 10. So it's a 29. And then the other one is a 15. Yeah.
Damn.
Oh
okay. So
he's not good at haggling. I never said.
Well, I'm usually a little better than that.
How are you not good at haggle? Okay.
Yeah.
But I think what you realize is a couple of things. Hirrathak is being somewhat obstinate and difficult as you ask for things.
Yeah.
Because Hirrathak genuinely recognizes that he is stuck between what he perceives as a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
There is a situation going on that now involves like his boss, and his boss is the boss, right? And so if his boss couldn't handle it, he's not sure that he or the remaining druidic resources can. But on the other hand, and this is the part that I don't know, you can decide sort of how Gazrick interprets this.
Sure.
But there is something about you, Gazrick, that is obviously deeply threatening to this man.
Right. I've been trying to understand, like, because I don't know this dude. That's what I was like. Did I mess with his dad? Did I like? What's the vibe? Like
a 29 is very good. So I will say that maybe not in terms of like specifically here at the Druid Enclave, but like people know who you are here more than you would have expected.
Right.
Some of them are merchants, right? Yeah. Like you ran into that merchant who like ascribed to the Gospel of Gazrick. Okay, that's a bit much, but you know what I mean, right?
No. I did not say gospel.
You're right. I'm sorry. But there have also been sort of things that now you sort of put together were like recognized glances from druids here in the Enclave, some of the older druids here in the Enclave. And for whatever reason, Hirrathak feels threatened by your presence, which is part of why he's being so obstinate. And I think something in this moment clicks for you, Gazrick, that's sort of what's going on. Also, right, like maybe, I don't know if maybe you were busy realizing that, and that's why your negotiation tactic in this moment was not great.
I don't think I'll play it as like truly, Gazrick just tried it to see finally what would catch in this net, like an outrageous gambit. Just to see what this like really out there. And like I think like you're saying, it happens like as he's talking to him, this like glance that he's looking at, like kind of squint of recognition and like clocking it from other people, like now connecting it. And wow, this is Gazrick is astounded by this because I don't think anyone at any point in any moment in his life did he think in the Caldera someone would actually be afraid of him,
and particularly a druid, right? Because then it's not about, or it's likely not about your mercantile endeavors and skills.
Okay, 2 is fine. We'll just go. 2's okay. 2's
sorry,
good. I don't. Now thinking about it, I can always shape. So 3 on 2 is better than 4 on 2. So it'll be okay.
You know, and as you're having this conversation, Hirrathak reaches, you know, he reaches down to the desk and you know, just pulls out what, you know, it just kind of looks like, you know, it's a small piece of paper with a seal on it, and he hands it to Gazrick and says, just present this at the, oh God, are we calling them stables?
I think so.
For these huge ass worms? Okay.
I think so.
Sure. Yeah. Present this at the Remmerhaus Roundup, and
nightly show.
And they'll provide you with the mounts that you need when you're ready to leave.
Terrific. Thank you. Team, should we huddle up?
Gonna huddle up in this man's chambers.
No, outside.
Okay.
But I think there's a moment where Gazrick's like, Hirrathak, do you want to leave? Like,
wow. I should.
No. But it's like, I think let's maybe have a conversation away from.
Okay, so when I see you noticing that, I do want to ask him a few more questions before we huddle. So I want to say, since the I imagine that the archdruid would have some kind of either someone would know exactly what path that they set off to if they were out to scout. Since this is like a really important person, is there anything that you could give us that would help us track where they were supposed to be, or even better, is there any way to you know, sort of track maybe magically where they would be?
Pardon me. There we go. Sorry about that. And he, you know, he considers your question as if he's just trying to decide how much to tell you. And he says, well, as I said, the original search parties have been using our established and marked trails that we go to gather food and any supplies that we need from the outside, and perhaps also where our trade routes may come through. And they have been using magical means to I guess home in on our missing druids, but we are all very familiar with them, so it's perhaps easier for us to do that. However, we can certainly provide you with where has been tried, where has not been tried, At the very least, we can provide you with where the Archdruid's search party was headed.
Okay, yeah, that would be great. Can I roll an insight on this? I feel like Shaka would think that it would be kind of interesting to send like the leader of this group out on like this seems like something that lower druids would do, just scouting out for food and stuff. So can I up to y'all, of course, but can I roll an insight to see if I can
Yeah,
gather
absolutely.
something
Yeah.
on that?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. What we got? Nat 20. Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Very
Yeah,
good.
y'all are insightful today.
Yeah.
Yes, you are correct, which means one of two things, right? One is that everything that Hirrathak has told you is not true, which seems unlikely. The other is that things maybe are then worse than perhaps Hirrathak immediately led on. If it was bad enough that the Archdruid felt the need to take care of it themselves, things are bad, people are missing, and they have no other sort of leads at this point, aside from what they've tried already. And they're getting desperate if that was their move.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so I kind of look at like Hirrathak and say, yeah, just I don't know. I would just think that I just want to make sure that we're, helping each other out in the right way. Right. And, if this is something that you sent, your Archdruid out, I think what Gazrick was mentioning, I think some additional resources might befit us. Just to make sure that we can handle, like if there's something that your Archdruid couldn't handle, I want to make sure that we can. So if we can't have like the mounts, is there anything else that you think we could have as we go out to look, either weapons or access to other druids that can maybe join our party, or something
What do you mean?
to that effect?
You don't need another one. You're fine.
Well, I mean, two heads are better than one, right?
Sometimes it's too many cooks in the kitchen, dude. Come on.
Yeah, well, it's a big kitchen. It's a big, cold, Frostfellian kitchen.
What?
Y'all.
Wait, what?
There's the episode title right there.
I mean, you're not
Apparently
wrong.
so.
Yeah, Hirrathak takes this in, and he, as has been mentioned by now, many of you are noticing that he is, he's pretty much at his wit's end here. So, he nods and essentially says, we will, for your help in this, we'll provide you with whatever resources we possibly can. As I said, I can make sure that you are given appropriate maps for the trails that the Archdruid search party would have taken. And with respect to tracking, we have been using magic, but it does take time to prepare. We currently do not have anyone who has prepared it. It would take some time to prepare the kind of magic to locate, or at least even home in on where our missing druids may be. But of course, we will have the appropriate resources at your disposal for that. Yes.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, and then like basically, I think Shaka leaves this conversation a little worried that we're getting in over our heads, that there's something super, super dangerous going on that either Hirrathak is not being forward with or just doesn't know, and is scared himself. So as we retreat to the huddle, that's kind of what's on Shaka's mind.
Are we in the Archdruid's office, or are we in Hirrathak's office?
You are in the Archdruid's office, where Hirrathak, since the Archdruid left, has sort of taken, temporary residence or what have you.
Shaka's asking these questions of him. Can I walk around and see if there's like a personal item or something that like I could see would be like the archdruids in there, like make a perception check or like try to like spot something?
I don't think you need to make a check. I think they're all over the place. I mean, this
cool.
is still the Archdruid's chambers, so yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna look for something that is 100% theirs, like a pen or a cup, and say, I'm gonna need this. And I like pick up like a quill that I like know that they must have used for like writing a bunch of times. It's like I'll bring it back, but I'm gonna need this to find them.
Hirrathak just looks at you, and he has also he's pieced together. He's familiar. He's also a druid. He's pieced together perhaps what you have in mind, and he says that's fine. As I said, whatever resources we can help with.
Cool. Is there a hairbrush in that desk? Do you think?
Looking for DNA or magical?
Okay, seriously, is there a transporter duplicate that you're trying to make?
It says body part, lock of hair, bit of nail, or the like for the scrying spell. Gazrick's trying.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. Oh my god. Let's see.
But a possession or garment is a -4. I'm trying to get the -10.
Oh, you're trying to get the 10.
But if the 10 doesn't happen, that's okay. Because
I think we'll need a perception or an investigation check for. And I'll tell you right now, for something like a lock of hair, it's gonna be a DC 20.
Sure. Okay, I'll make the check at the very least.
Yeah, absolutely.
Investigation. That one.
You know what I'm not gonna do. But
good.
if this weren't a 10 episode series that like has to be 10 episodes, I would do to you is I would give you a piece of like cat hair or some shit, and then you would scry and see a cat.
Just like it's like wow, what a great wild shape this person did the entire time thinking they have to be on the run. Man, I think I just hold the quill and like I don't know. I think that's it. That's all I can get. That's it.
I love it so much. God, now I want to give somebody cat hair for scrying. Shaka, since what you just said came sort of close to this other thing, and you rolled a nat 20 on your insight, I'm gonna say that I think Shaka maybe begins to make some possible connections in case you haven't already, and maybe you have. But for what it's worth, speaking of things that are perhaps a little over your all's pay grade, powerful things that can deal with archdruids and the like, you followed and tracked to the place of that ambush site that person with the Xanathar mark, that Xanathar warlock, a Zanlock, if you will. And there is every possibility that the Xanathar is, if not directly involved. This is, very much on the pay grade of the Xanathar, or perhaps higher even, but it's a place to start. And since you all don't know anything, I think for Shaka with that nat 20, that would at least come into your mind.
Now, did we ask Les? I don't remember if we asked them if they had seen, if we described that person and asked if they had saw them. If we haven't, I definitely want to ask that. I thought we did, but if we haven't, I definitely want to ask.
You did.
I think we did.
Yeah,
Hirrathak had no.
Yeah.
He had no
idea.
recognition of what you were talking about.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Then I'll just keep that between us then, since he doesn't.
Totally.
Know. Yeah.
Totally.
All right. So you've asked questions. You've collected personal item from the room. Are you moving the huddle, like the four of you just kind of like scene transition?
They're just moving in like a big
huddle.
We've huddled in the room, and now we're moving in that circle out of the room.
Oh no,
I love it.
Can we go back to our room before we go to this table? Maybe like our lodgings real fast, like huddle up there.
Yeah, that would be the easiest. If you're not going to ask Hirrathak or anyone to provide you with some other place, then that would be the best place to go back to.
Cool. I think does that work with everyone else? Yeah.
For what it's worth, as you all head out of the enclave, sort of compound here. The druids that came in and served you all refreshments are not far outside of the Archdruid's chambers, and they sort of greet you all and wave at you as you're leaving. And that one is not among them, Gazrick and D'Hani.
Yeah, like look at D'Hani, and like we both noticed that person's also missing. Something to also talk about back in the room. Okay. And when we get back, I basically want to dump all that I got out of my insight check around like sort of my understanding of like what's going on, how scrapped things are. This is a really dangerous situation, and like if something's picking them off, like it is targeted. Something has to be happening. There is a leak somewhere. Like Gazrick, I feel sure about that. But I might be wrong. But I feel very confident about it. Next thing I want to do, also with the group still there and present, is I want to take out that seal that Hirrathak gave us, and then using my note of my disguise self painting set, make a copy of it, except with the number increased to 4 Remmerhauses. I would have disguised self.
Hold on. Does Selise see him do this?
Yeah, I'm doing. I'm not hiding this. This is like boldly right in front of everyone. I like take out the painting set. I'm like, yeah. So it's feels really. I feel like everyone's been noticing me, and like take out like the painting set, and I go over the number where it says 2, and like prime it back, so it's like back to his base code.
So Selise is standing there watching you do this. Is like, I agreed with you to get 4 of those things.
Yeah.
And instead of just taking 4, you're gonna forge a note.
It's not. It's we're getting 4. It's. I mean. Yeah.
But we could have just gotten 4, because when we take 4 and he goes to check in and sees a 4 gone instead of 2, do some math here, Gazrick. You're supposed to be a merchant. Add it up.
Okay. I hear you. Here's my thing. He puts on the quill. I don't think we were going to get 4. I don't think that I don't think he likes me enough, and that's the big thing. I don't think
he doesn't have to like you. Does he want his archdruid back or not?
Not enough for his pride to suffer, unfortunately. That's how the Caldera works, especially for the druids in ranking. And it clearly took.
Why are we helping them then?
Because I feel obligated.
So these are your people.
Yeah. This family, kind of. And unfortunately, you have to help out family when dire moments. No, you don't. You're absolutely right. You don't. No. But hey, you know what? I'm back, and like apparently I'm a big deal here, and I don't know how to handle it. So it's more uncomfortable, honestly, like truly. I expected to come back and being a laughingstock, and that was the energy I was ready for. To be back here and to be viewed in a way as my ideas that were mocked and laughed at to be now adopted and reinforced. It is not what I was expecting. And it is thrown me for a bit of loop.
I can understand that, and I get you. I stood up for you.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah, and I got your back. I made sure that we were gonna get. You wanted 4. I made sure we get 4.
But not in an honest way. Remember, Paladin just got back in touch with here.
Okay. Do you want me to switch it? I haven't finished. I can go back and write 2 down.
Well, I'm gonna let you do that, but it's on your conscience.
You know what? Fair. And 100% ramifications will be on me, and hopefully it will never come back here, so I won't have to deal with them. That's how I deal with my problems.
That explains so much.
Yeah. Raza 4. Yeah.
Yeah, but, and you draw it, and it looked, you sort of, it's not quite the same. It's a little oversized, but as soon as you're done inking the 4, it sort of reforms itself into the same handwriting. I was going to say font. Nope. Yeah. Handwriting as Hirrathak.
Yeah. Heck yeah. So cool. And I've deleted it from my notes. So
I was going to say, no, don't delete it from your notes.
Okay.
That was enough ink for a 4. You're fine.
It was like tiny.
Cool.
Yeah. Like
you don't know what's going to happen when you try and cast Disguise Self with it now that you've used some of it, but there's definitely enough left. Sure.
That's great to know. Yeah, some of the hue's gone. And then I looked at them. It's like I was thinking also. I could try. We have the trail and like the maps now to guide us in our direction. With this quill, I could try scrying to see if we can get a better idea of where to go in the storm. But I'm also open if there's additional ways that we want to think about, like tracking this person down. This is what I think might be helpful.
No, that sounds like a really good idea, because otherwise, like, we're using maps in wet weather, and that's not conducive to a healthy tracking lifestyle.
No, visibility is going to get low very fast. And yeah, it's better that we have something prepared. Where was I? Literally just had, there it is. It's a 5th level spell. Okay. I'm gonna take 10 minutes to cast it.
You have it prepared today?
Yeah.
Great.
Is when that truly I was scrolling, I'm like, what spell can I use? It's like I left scrying. Yes, one of those lucky moments. I think I took off animal. No, I still have animal shapes. That's fine. That's perfect. Just because. But yeah, it's I can see here and here particular creature you choose that is on the same plane of existence as you. The target must make a wisdom saving throw, which is modified by how well you know the target and the sort of physical connection you have to it. If the target knows you're casting a spell, it can fail the saving throw voluntarily if it wants to be observed. It probably doesn't know I'm casting this. I have not met this target, but I know it's secondhand, right? Because I've heard of the Archdruid.
Oh yeah.
So they get a +5. But I have a possession or garment, the quill, so they have a -4. So they get a +1 to the save.
+1 to their save.
Okay. On their already wisdom saving throw. So they have to beat an 18, which I imagine for a druid might not be the hardest thing. An archdruid.
Yeah, well, we'll see, won't we?
Yeah.
Okay, what is your DC?
18.
Great.
But they get a +1 on top of whatever their saving throw modifier.
Right.
Yeah.
Would you like to do the honors, Brian, or shall I roll the die?
You and I will watch with taking notes.
Okay.
I'm so bad at this.
Here, I'll roll it on here so that you all can see the number that comes up, if not the modifier.
Cool.
What's your DC, Gazrick?
It's 18. Gazrick has a 20 wisdom. Yeah,
it's a great DC. The Archdruid unfortunately got a 19.
Nice. Makes sense.
With that +1, the Archdruid has a +10 to wisdom saves.
Cool. And then so let's see what happens on the failure. On a failed save, the spell creates an invisible sensor within 10 feet of the target. You can see and hear through the sensor as if you were there. The sensor moves to the target remaining within 10 feet for the duration, which is 10 minutes. A creature that can see invisible objects sees the sensor as a luminous orb about the size of your fist.
Great. What happens on a successful save, though?
Oh, sorry. At a successful save, the target is... I misread that. I thought I failed, so I read it as a failure. And I was like, oh, that's... Yeah. Wow, this is really great. What happens on a successful...
This is great. What happens if they succeed?
Yeah. On a successful save, the target isn't affected. And I can't use it again for 24 hours. So nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, Hirrathak did offer also magical assistance, but said it would take until tomorrow, because they needed to prepare spells. So, you can try this again on the morrow. You can, whatever the druids are going to offer you will also be available. But yeah, looks like for the next 24 hours, you shan't be scrying on this archdruid.
Sorry, I thought I could figure out where they were. Maybe tomorrow. Do we wait till tomorrow?
Do we wait till tomorrow? I don't think we wait till tomorrow.
What time of day is it? Oh,
we rested and we woke
up.
up.
You rested,
like
had a morning, and then went over there. So I would say maybe a little past midday at this point.
Okay.
Not much, but
yeah. I agree. Then I don't think we should wait till tomorrow. I think we should at the very least, just do some planning and maybe some preliminary scouting, like before we get deeper into Frostfell tonight.
Like, see if we can find where things went awry, at least.
Yeah, because the guy did get like some maps or some stuff from Hirrathak, right? Like some So like we can at least use that to.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, even if we don't want to do a full out adventure, we can at least like say get a plan together for for what we gonna do
Like
tomorrow.
yeah, so we're gonna take like basically like map quested almost like here's a route that we're gonna do. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna
And-
get our Eldritch Foundry minis out, and we're gonna put them on.
Absolutely.
Little hex
Oh.
crawl. It's
Yeah,
gonna
The
be
huddle,
great.
Yeah.
the huddle continues. I love it.
I love it. For what it is worth, the maps that Hirrathak gave you show some basically like game trails, although like whether or not you can actually see the trails in the ice and snow of the Frostfell, there are other markers and landmarks, but they're basically just like game trails. But you do see that there are marks that sort of indicate where each party was heading towards. And then basically the idea was when they got there, the plan was for them to use magic to try to locate a creature without using the name of the spell to see if from that point they could find one of their druid siblings. Whether or not any of them were ever successful is not clear because none of them ever came back. But that's sort of what the map is, if those specifics are of any use to you.
I think D'Hani, with her history of being like a game tracker and food finder at Kirsabal, like she would understand what these maps are, right?
Oh, I think absolutely so. You would recognize particularly the trails and sort of something about the way that they look, just the trail shape itself. Like, oh, that's a game trail of like, whatever lives out here, this and that. And yeah, I think you can decipher these fairly easily.
Okay. Well, if we're a little wary about going too far, we could try like some of these shorter trails. I assume that it's not going to take us too long, especially with the Rimmerazes, to get there, investigate, and maybe come back before it gets too dark. Because we definitely don't want to.
Yeah.
If it's super snowy here, we don't want to stay out.
I think it's a good idea. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now? Gazrick, do you have any recommendations for like I don't know, any wear, any different expedition clothes for this?
I imagine at the stables they might be able to set themselves up, but we could go to the quartermaster. There might be options there. I mean, the issue is I don't know how far our dragons will carry us here, but I mean, gold is gold, so maybe it'll be worth something. But we could always try and I don't know if you guys be into it. I don't care if we go there. It's not a big deal. But I mean, the bazaar district, like it's not huge. We don't have to stop by. It's totally fine.
Well, there'll definitely be some people that recognize you there. Well, maybe they'll be able to. I mean, Hirrathak seemed like he was kind of giving you a weird eye. Maybe at the bazaar, maybe we can get some background on, what's going on with you being back. It seems to have caused quite a stir.
Right. And I think there are options that we can definitely go check out and see what there's available for us, and see, especially if we want to wait for a full expedition. Because I'll be real, I don't want to use this multiple times. I think we got to cash this in like once, and then once we're on our journey, we're on our journey. But yeah. So should we? Yeah. I would say like as a group, what do we want to do in our next steps? Should some of us look over the maps? Some of us go get winter gear.
I mean, I guess I could look over the maps. Like, yeah, Selise, do you want to look over the maps with me?
Sure.
Yeah, and then we can go to the bazaar, Gazrick.
Sounds good.
That'd be cool.
And then I'll still trying to make things right with Selise. Gazrick will look. And does Fenris need to walk? We can take him with us and bring him back.
Not leaving Fenris with you.
That's fair. Okay. Come on, Shaka. Gazrick
Wow,
turns
did
around.
you just say come on, Shaka, like you were saying, let's go for a walk?
No. That's a weird. I can see how you would make that
like I morphed into a
assumption.
dog.
I mean, you
You're
have
like,
done a
"Come on,
lot of things
Shaka."
today. Okay, to be fair.
Yeah. No. I totally see it. I see how you would make that connection.
Amazing.
All right.
But yeah, I think Shaka. Then you ready to go?
Great.
Yeah. How far away is this bazaar?
Not. I mean, you could probably walk across town in a little under an hour, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe an hour. So the bazaar is not going to be too far from you all.
Great.
I'm gonna wild shape into a wolf and walk alongside Shaka, so
Yeah.
folks don't recognize me.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
You are. Fantastic. Before we go to the bazaar, D'Hani and Selise, why don't you tell us sort of what you're hoping to, identify with these maps beyond the obvious, if anything?
Yes, D'Hani, what are we looking for?
Yes, me. Why did I do this? I think D'Hani is not used to traveling in snow. So she wants a second pair of eyes.
Great.
For advantage on a survival check.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
is that a thing? I don't think. Is that a thing?
I hope it's a thing. To determine which of these paths, which of these game trails would be the best option to traverse with not a whole lot of, is there daylight here? Not a whole lot of daylight left.
Yeah, there doesn't appear to be like a sun, but there is definitely cycles of light and dark.
Okay.
So for whatever that's worth.
So while there's light in the sky, I want to determine which of these paths will get us back, will get us there and back with not as much dark time exploration.
Got it. Yeah. Survival feels right with advantage for the two of you working together.
Or nature with advantage, since I have ranger.
Yeah, why don't we do this then, actually? D'Hani, you can roll survival with advantage, and Selise, you want to do nature, you said?
Yes.
I'll take that. You can both have advantage, because you're right. Ranger tracking stuff. I mean, this isn't your favorite terrain by any stretch, Selise, but like, you know how to read a map, you know how to follow a game trail too. So yeah, I'll buy that.
Be nice.
And
Ooh, I'm so glad I have a +6. That is a 22.
And a 28 for me.
wow.
Yeah, there are sort of three types of trails that are marked out here. The first one are pretty sort of localized, like shorter trails that don't really stray that far from the town anyway. So you're not actually, like, you could definitely go on those and get back, but you're not actually sure. Like, you feel like if there was something to be found on those, it would have been found because they're so close to town anyway. Then there's sort of the medium length ones. If you go relatively soon, like within maybe an hour or so, you should be able to get to those points and get back, with light left, no problem. And then there are some like sort of much longer, like migration type trails, herd migration type trails, that those markers are way out there and probably should be reserved for when you all are going to go if you need to.
Okay. So yeah, you think we should hit like these shorter ones today?
Sure, we can go and come back. We can leave them a note that we went trail hopping.
Okay.
Man, I think
You
with
can
those
fly,
fast
so
won't have any problem. Yeah.
I can, but if it gets snowy, I would prefer to ride the Remoras. How was riding the Remoras? Like
weird. Weird. And Fenris isn't big enough for an adult to ride.
Yep.
But I just reached out and give him a pet. It's like, I'm not going to try to ride you. I know you're just a puppy.
He's like trying to like fluff himself up and like look real big.
Yes, I totally can.
Yeah, I got this.
Direwolf puppy would be pretty big.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I have to keep looking up exactly how. Yeah, like I was like,
He's not small.
He ain't small.
The dire wolf's large.
Yep.
Yep. So he's a puppy. So he's medium, which is not small.
Yeah, he's like D'Hani. He's like as big as D'Hani.
Yeah.
D'Hani like nestling into all of her feathers and like sitting on Fenris's back because she's just like huddled in for warmth.
I am tiny burb. If you allow that, I would love to be doing that.
If Fenris allows it, sure.
What size are you, D'Hani, officially?
I'm medium, but she's barely 4 foot tall.
It's very little. I don't imagine there's going to be a lot of like time spent, in combat on Fenris unless things go south. So
no,
if Fenris and Selise are okay with it, I really want to see this.
And D'Hani's a bird, so she's got hollow bones. She weighs nothing.
There you go.
Oh my goodness, I love it.
All right, I give Fenris a treat and go, you cool with it?
Yeah, like D'Hani, like while we're having this conversation, D'Hani has been like side-eyeing Fenris, like sizing him up, like,
oh God.
Can I? Will you let me?
I'm sorry, these moments are brilliant. So you're planning to pick a shorter trail to investigate. That'll give you enough time to get back. And are you essentially, how are you traveling? Are you?
Oh no, I do think that we are going to take the Remorazes.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're going to ride on Fenris. I'll ride a Remmerhaus.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
I ain't mad at this. Okay.
Sure.
Nope. And the original letter from Hirrathak will get you a Remmerhaus, no problem. So that's
Yeah.
All right, a Remmerhausing we shall go.
Yes.
That's
excellent.
Also a good title.
Someone write that down.
I'm gonna write that down. Yeah.
I got it.
But yeah, that's all D'Hani wanted to do, at least. If Selise wanted to do anything else, D'Hani is more than willing to tag along.
Nah, she's good because she wants to go go through the snow and come back and warm up.
Yeah.
Cool.
For sure. And they did leave. I think we mentioned that like the next morning there were warmer clothes for you all.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of designed really for like the chilly temperatures of the Caldera and then brief expeditions out. But they'll keep you, as long as you're not gone through the night, they'll keep you warm enough.
They may ask when you go to the stable. I still don't like stables for the Remmerhaus.
I know you don't.
They may ask when you go to collect a mount. They may look at you because they did provide you some clothes, but they may say like, if you looked like you needed more, they would have something available to give you, essentially more layers. Yeah, they might just ask if you were planning on, because you are unfamiliar, they might ask if you were planning on like leaving or coming back. But yeah, they would provide you with more layers.
Yeah, we'll be back.
We'll be back by the dinner bell.
They are not sure if they're excited by that, but yeah.
Well, and they let you know that the beasts are very easy. They are very tame. They will take direction. And if you lose your way, they will over a time, they will essentially kind of do a trail and come back around anyway.
Yeah, that's what happened before they let us back.
Oh, you're from, oh, good. Well, then, it's just nice to meet an experienced writer, I guess. And this conversation is getting more awkward, and he's just clipping the end of the sentence like,
yeah.
Uh-huh.
I think at this point we're just kind of awkwardly waiting here for Shaka and Gazrick to come.
They're going with us.
No,
I thought we were coming back.
No, did you?
No.
Interesting.
Like
Remmerhaus facts. I mean, they're very warm when you sit on them, and
Remmerhaus actually is different than a Lammerhaus because of the number of legs, and I'll explain how.
Oh my god!
So
okay,
I will. What were you saying, D'Hani?
No, I was just saying. Until Gazrick and Shaka are done with their bazaar shopping, like we are awkwardly trying to make and avoid conversation with the Remmerhaus paddock worker
Yes, you
Actually,
are.
while we're
Go
sorry.
ahead, please. Go ahead, please.
Actually, while we're there, I asked if they have like basically a little like side saddlebag for Fenris.
Oh,
And in the midst of giving you Rummerhaus fact number 15, he says, "Oh, and he looks around. He looks around the paddock, and he actually does manage to find bags, and he normally they're latched together with a very long kind of belt between them, but he actually just takes the middle connection out and shortens it and kind of eyes Fenris like, so they're essentially medium-sized satchels that could maybe fit over his back. Will this work?
It will. And then I just give him a pat. It's like, it's okay. You get to help.
The most domesticated Fenris has been since running away.
yeah, right.
Look,
I
look,
gotta wear bags. I had a vine leash on me. What the heck?
I didn't do the vine leash, so.
So you are. I'm sorry to even roll back. So you are chilling here, hoping to go out, the two of you on your own, or are you hoping that the four of you will go out?
We're waiting to group up.
5 of
Oh,
you.
so the note that you left was, "Hey, meet us at the stables paddock."
Got it.
Oh, I thought we were just going and coming back.
That's
yeah.
It's
I'm
fine
sorry,
either
I
way.
misunderstood.
Oh, it's okay. I will say, D'Hani, for what it's worth, as you make the choice, actually, both of you know this because you both rolled really well. If you want to go, if you want to wait for them, you will have daylight enough to go check out the short trails, the first category of trails. If you two want to go out on your own now and not wait for these two, you would have time to check the medium trails as well before dark. So it's whatever you all want to do. Either way is absolutely fine.
I would say yes, but D'Hani thinks about this, and she thinks about the first time that she and Selise went out on their own, and that was a cluster beep. So D'Hani wants to wait.
Okay, great. Selise, that cool with you? I love it.
Sure.
Yeah. Also, Fenris seems to really be enjoying, sort of running around the Remmerhauses, and it's nice and warm in here because the whole thing. So not a bad place to hang out. All right. Shall we see what the other two are up to?
Yes.
Yeah.
So star wipe over to
That's right.
Gazrick and Shaka headed towards the bazaar. Shaka now walking with a dire wolf.
Yes.
Like a full-on.
Yeah, I can get to CR1, and dire wolf is CR1. So Gazrick,
Yes, it is.
just gotta hop
Okay.
around.
Dire wolf by the side, and are you did you have a plan set up, or are you talking now as the dire wolf?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Are you talking like is it like a quiet hour walk with you just snarling around?
No,
Oh my god.
Or are we having conversations?
No, I think we're walking, and like
Incredible.
it's less of like out of the corner of the mouth. You're like, it's like they kind of did some of the architecture updates that I always talked about. Like they added a little more like mid-century modern ideas and some of the and like just like commenting on like the changes that are sort of making through. I think there are moments where Gazrick will stop and like making their way to the bazaar, like, oh, this used to be like with a paw. Like this used to be my elementary school, but it's not anymore. It's a nice little. It's cool. It's good. It's good.
How do you remember that? It was like 100 years ago.
Yeah, but I mean, like, dude, do you still remember being a kid? Some of those that like I was only a child for so long, so my memories of being a child will always be my childhood memories.
It's interesting.
The middle stuff kind of
Really
gets murky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay.
I think occasionally, like a kid will hear you talking,
Yeah.
Gazrick. But honestly, there are druids all over the place, so
Right.
I don't think they think anything is unusual. They just sort of like
exactly.
they clock you and they just like smile and like pull on their parents and they're like, "Mommy, a druid." And of course, mommy's like, "Yeah, they're everywhere, kid. Let's go."
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
You arrive, I think, at the bazaar. And let me have you make a perception check, Gazrick, if you would.
Sure.
Do I make one as well, or just Gazrick?
Just consistently another nat 1. Truly,
Wow.
so great this week.
Can I please make one?
Yeah, I think you can make one,
Please.
Please.
Don't you roll a nat 1 too, though.
21.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Holy
thank you.
bananas.
Can I like that there's a 20-point difference between us on this. Can I narrate why I think Gazrick's having a nat 1?
Yes, please.
I think Gazrick's looking around and is so desperately like trying to hear, and like now that I'm back in town, is anyone saying anything about Gazrick? Is anyone saying anything about Gazrick? And does not pay attention to any of the stalls. And of course, because I'm in dire wolf form, no, it's obviously not like I'm not here to like elicit response or like gaze in any way capacity. So yeah, it's just like they're I know they're talking about me. They got to be talking about me right now. Yeah.
You haven't heard anything yet, but that doesn't mean they're not.
Sure.
I love it. Shaka, you get to the bazaar and you're looking around for what are you all here to buy? Clothes? Warm clothes?
What were you? Yeah.
I think some like travel gear, right? Like just something like, especially
what I was asking
the
about.
longer expedition in particular. Like if we're gonna be out there, if maybe we have to spend a night out in the winter, like maybe we get like a tent of some kind. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm like. We're going to like a I forgot the name of that. There's some like Walmart style place that sells outdoor. Sierra or something.
Or Sierra.
REI. It's that kind of thing. I'm looking for like expedition gear, like not only clothes, but like mount like climbing stuff. If we got to climb some stuff,
ice hooks,
tent stuff
like that.
Snowshoe attachments.
That
kind of. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So Shaka, you're sort of getting a lay of the fairly sizable bazaar area. It's actually so you all to get there, you all took a few bridges out over the crevasse portion of the Lednik Caldera settlement, and the bazaar is actually like out sort of in the middle of the crevasse on a larger like I don't know platform of ice that's sort of out there. And as you're looking around, you, Shaka, spot that face that D'Hani drew again.
Holy crap.
At a stall a ways away, and not actually actively looking at you when you clock him. Yes, him. But like obviously at a stall that is facing where you all have come in. So it would just be the very simple matter of looking up and he would see you all if he hasn't already.
Oh, do I?
What a question.
I don't have any more disguise things. So I'm gonna turn to Gazrick and say, hey Gazrick, I think if you go over so that person that D'Hani drew is over there. If you go over there in your current form, they might not recognize you. So why don't you? I'll try to stay out of sight because I feel like if he sees me, he might book it. So why don't we split up a bit? You like head over there, and I'll look for some more of this stuff, but I'll be out of his line of sight.
Okay. And just so you know, never take the first offer that they give you. You can is a bazaar. You must haggle here. Like please.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think you'll do well without me, but we'll try.
I might get a fight, but I might get in a fight, but that's okay.
Okay. I'll hear you. And I pot off in that direction.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So you start heading over there, and what are you? You're there to listen. You're there to follow. You're there to scare the poop out of him. I think it like kind of like nonchalantly, just like be roaming, almost like looking at other stalls, like sniffing stuff. As a dire. Okay, sniffing
as a direwolf. Yeah,
great. Mm-hmm.
Sniffing stuff as Gazrick.
Yeah, that's all I want in my life. Why don't you make? I don't. I'll let you decide if it could be deception, it could be performance, so that you don't look like you're clocking him.
Right.
It could be stealth if you just don't want to be noticed at all.
I think it's performance in this one.
Okay.
It's really like in the nature of everything else, of like him performing as a random druid. I think that's what he's definitely going for. It's a 10. It's not a 1. It's a 10.
I was like, you could not roll another one.
I could though, Shareef. I could with my luck. I think I could.
Oh gosh.
It's contested by an insight check since you did performance. So let's, I'm just gonna we'll do it so you all can see the D20 roll. In case it's a nat 1. It was a 19 on the die.
Damn.
Why don't you make an insight check now, Gazrick?
That'll be considering this. That's gonna be great. That's another 29. Insight all day. Insight every day.
Wow.
That's totally fine. Yeah. It almost looked like it was gonna be a 1, and then it's like, no. You need this to be high.
I'm telling you, it's about being insightful today. What can I say?
It's very, very, very much so.
I'm getting a lot of reads out, and everyone can read me. Yeah.
Right. Exactly right.
Yeah.
So you've essentially as Dire Gosrick have plotted over to where this person is, and what you notice is actually they take some notice of you, because they're not unused to seeing druids doing druid stuff here.
Sure.
In the bazaar, it is in fact a little bizarre, but druids will be druids, but this person's actually they appear to be a merchant running a stall. Like they're dressed as a merchant. They are standing in front of a stall with various goods. It looks a bit more like it's kind of houseware, like plates, glasses, things like that, and with other with other wintry carved kind of things, because frankly all they have here is a lot of stone and a lot of ice, and occasionally wood. Okay, they have a lot of things actually. It is a bit of a it is really Caldera Outfitters, this whole bizarre area.
But, absolutely.
But yeah, he kind of notices, and as a druid in wolf form isn't really expecting you to do like shop as a wolf, so he notices, and he goes back to looking for commerce. I was gonna say looking for trade, but that was gonna get ugly, and no. So
for what it's worth, Gosrick, that with that 29 though, he keeps sneaking peeks.
Sure.
Then
at that case, I'm going to, if I know I've been made, and I think I have, I'm going to make it known that he is being watched. Then I'm like, it not like in a threatening, in just the fact that I'm always there, not like gaining distance, not like closing, but I am present. And like when he looks to see me, my eye contact happens. Like,
okay, but not getting closer, not threatening. So
no, just eye contact's already uncomfortable. It's
every time the eye contact comes, it gets a little more uncomfortable, and a little like you make it and look away, and then you make it again, and each time it's just getting a little bit longer by like those tiny little milliseconds, and at some point, even if you are not, like, you notice he is constantly now looking at this dire wolf. Who are you just like standing? Are you circling? Are you?
I think like if I'm waiting for him to try and make a break for it. And the moment we're outside of this group, like it's either tackle, hold person, like there's something more information that like can be gained from this. Or if he approaches me, I'll have a conversation with him. I think but if he's gonna run, if feels like something has happened, then I will give chase. But in the meantime, just like, hey dude, just hanging out.
Just hanging out as a direwolf in the bazaar. It's fine.
As you do.
I think the big thing is
to
cast a spell I would have to change out, and that would reveal myself, and like that's the gamble really. It's like until there's a reason to cast a spell, Gazrick's just watching. It
is now like if it was just kind of like a Okay. And before the majority of time was again being like managing the stall, it is completely inverted. You know, he is looking at the bazaar and he's looking at the pathway that goes through it, but he is now looking at this direwolf that is just there a lot more.
I think I said.
You know,
Oh.
Good boy.
Yeah. Oh, right. I'm so sorry, Shaka. You have managed to pick something that you found and purchased. I don't want you to go on without doing anything.
Indeed. Yeah. Oh gosh, that is absolutely so. So Gazrick, you sat.
You're right. I'm here until Shaka comes back. Like, yeah.
Okay. And as you do that, you see him freeze for a moment. Like it's a very anxious thing. And then there's even less. Like it's a very, you know, you're gonna watch me, I'm gonna watch you kind of moment. So there is this palpable like in the air.
Yeah.
And it's as if no time passes. While this stare down is happening, Shaka, what and where are you? What are you doing?
Well, I would like to say that. So my original plan was to stay out of line of sight of this person. So I'd like to say that even though I want to get close, I'm trying to be at an angle where I can see Gazrick, but this person cannot see me. So kind of like off to the side a little bit. I would like to do that. I don't know if I have to roll a stealth or something for that, but I would like to stay out of this person's view for now. So do I have to roll for that, or
I would say stealth with advantage because Gazrick is very much catching his attention.
Right, he is not. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
He is rather distracted.
Okay, so I got a nat 20.
Hell yeah.
Stealth.
Consistent this week.
Yeah, that was pretty incredible.
Okay.
I rolled a 13 and a 20.
That's cool.
Yeah, so then I want to like inch my way toward this person from like the crowd. So like kind of like Assassin's Creeding myself. You
know, I would say with that 23, you are kind of like you're behind somebody, and then when they turn and look again, you're actually behind like some merchandise. Like you're just like, you know, you even, you know, has completely blending in on your way over, you know, to the point where, and you know, you basically can get that vantage point on them because they're still very much now feeling concerned about the druid.
Oh yeah.
Very, very much so. Like they really do not notice. Like they keep looking around like everything's cool, but if you could see the Lednick Calvera version of sweating, there's like a little bit of that going on here, a little bit under the nose. They're just like, yeah.
In his defense, even in the most normal of circumstances, he is being stalked by a direwolf.
Yeah.
You know, druids normally don't look at each other like I'm hungry. So yeah, it's a bit much.
Fair enough. Yeah, but Shaka, absolutely, you can accomplish that. What's the move?
I mean, if I get close enough to, I don't want to outright attack this guy, but I do want to. I want to get like, if I can get, say, you know, 15 to 15 feet away from this person from the side.
An oddly specific number.
Yeah. You know, 6.23 yards away from this guy. And like I just want to say like have you been stalking us?
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's what I want to say to this guy.
From 15 feet away. I like that.
Yeah. I love this.
Yeah, from 15 feet away. Because like if he booked like, because he might just be like, look, like y'all caught me, like let's rap about it, or he might try to bounce.
Is this a Xanathar dude? You know what I mean?
Like that's a quick vantage point on him.
Yeah.
So
hey,
yeah. I mean,
Ain't no small talk here, you know.
hold on 1 second. I'm gonna confer with my co-DM real quick.
Sure.
Ooh, I love. That means it's going to be spicy.
Y'all
In the
had your
meantime,
four, y'all
folks,
had
if
your
you
four
haven't-
huddle. We're having a 2 huddle.
Yeah, we're having our 2 huddle.
Y'all know.
I
let's-
also
go ahead.
imagine that as I was sneaking toward him, also holding like a huge like tent and like a.
Oh, you got all
that's
your
right, 'cause you were
best.
shopping.
Oh my
Good
God,
job,
right? And like a snowshoe.
Yeah. A bunch of stuff that like I guess I put
Amazing.
down on the ground and say,
Great.
hey, you know.
Okay, somehow you have been the master of stealth up to this
Yeah.
point. You've gotten, even with all your shopping, you've gotten up behind people and ducking. It's cool. The minute that you say this, have you been stalking us? It rings perfectly clear, like it's just like the Lednick Caldera version. It's like an icy tumbleweed. It's a big snowflake actually, and it just
There it is.
rolls across the thing. And there's this moment where, you know, he sees you, he looks at the wolf, and he takes off.
Okay,
running.
cool. Perfect.
And I will need everyone present, which is the 2 of you. Oh God, Wolf and Shaka.
Mhm.
Roll initiative.
Oh, okay.
So nat 1, another one.
What is going
Another
on?
one tonight. Oh
my God.
buddy. That's a 0 on the plus. So that's
Buddy.
that's a
Oh,
one.
no,
What's that say?
Shaka.
Oh no, Shaka.
Yeah, I only wrote a 5, so yeah, we're.
Okay.
Even though I got the jump on this
Okay.
guy,
That's cool.
I think I'm also a little worried about my merchandise. So it's,
Yeah,
We're
well,
both-
not
and
as active as I'd like to.
for what it's worth, you also knew that he had clocked Gazrick, so he's been
Right.
staring at Gazrick this level. You didn't expect him to take off. I think also
Yeah.
is the right, because I also assume that you're sort of obviously not within 5 feet, but sort of flanking him, right? Like Gazrick's on one end,
Right.
on one side, and you're sort of on the other. So
Yes.
it was perhaps not the choice you expected for him to take off like that.
Okay.
I suppose we should roll initiative for him as well.
Yeah,
huh?
Sure,
let's
sure,
do
sure.
that.
Yeah, get out of it. Come on, keep it low. Roll a 3, dude.
I mean,
Yeah.
would a
Roll a
3?
deuce.
A 3 would still be okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
my rolling it, or you rolling it, Brian?
Oh, wait. I think hold on. It's just that.
16.
Plus some numbers. It doesn't matter what numbers, but plus some
Yeah.
numbers. Yeah. Hilarious. Off he goes.
You see that slight outline silhouette of this person as they have turned. They were trying to like pretend to move stuff around on the shelves and kept, but they have just started running, and like the stalls aren't closed in, so they've just kind of started taking off down the street.
Perfect. What's their speed? I imagine.
Quite fast. So
Cool.
what you do notice is that they are mushing. They run and make it. I will say, since we are in initiative and there is a hint of the mechanics here. They make it. He makes it 90 feet. Which gives you the sense that he perhaps has a few cunning talents available.
Absolutely.
To him, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Then I will. Sorry, it's Shaka.
Well,
first.
I'm first. Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. I have some ideas, but I'm ready. Yeah.
All right. Well, I've pretty far on my. I have 300 feet on my Eldritch Blast, so we're gonna throw some blasties at here. Let me just roll. I get 3. So I'm gonna 3 here. Oh, it's just 1. Okay, so I got a 18 to hit.
Yep.
A 29 to hit.
Oddly,
actually a nat 20 on that. So it's a crit actually. And a 27 to hit.
No, for every one
earlier.
I've gotten.
I love
Truly, for every
I love
one
it.
I've gotten.
Wow. All right. So then I'm gonna roll the first damage. Is 8.
Okay.
The second damage on the crit is 8 as well, and the third damage is 8, so 24.
What? Wild
points of damage.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Not dead.
Not dead. That's okay.
Are you going after? Are you just firing from where you are?
Well, yeah. So I'm gonna fire, and then I'm gonna use my movement of like 30 feet. But I mean, if he moves 90 feet a turn, like I'm gonna at least try to close the gap, but he's obviously gonna outpace me unless we can.
I got something for that.
As you are running after him, Shaka, at a normal pace, there's a lot of business going on here in the bazaar, and there are merchants and shipments and goods and whatever, and just pulling out between, from a corner of a couple of stalls right in front of you is like this enormous, it's got 2 people carrying it, this enormous pane of ice, like a big old ice block.
Unbelievable.
So I will need you. So you can try and bust through it. You can try and get around it. Or you can just stop, I guess. I guess that's an option.
That wouldn't
going to
be
make
cool.
your progress a little difficult.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm definitely not trying to stop. I'm trying to either slide under it or definitely leap over it.
Okay, we'll call that a what do we call that? A dexterity save.
Dexterity save.
Let's call it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And that is a 19.
All right. You want to slide over it or jump over it? Slide under it or jump over it? Words.
I'm gonna slide under it.
Yeah, that's dope. You take it. Look, everything's snow and ice here, so yeah, absolutely. Just slide right to the other side. I love it. Who the hell's next? Gosh,
I love how you bring the trope of the people holding the glass in the crossbow. They're holding
that. Credit where it's due.
Fantastic.
That was all this individual.
That is
down
fantastic.
Here. Come on, we saw that and was like, no, block of ice.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it. I absolutely love it. That's
okay.
great.
A dire wolf speed is 50.
Right.
So I'm gonna use 50 of it. So use my full movement to get up close.
Great. Before you do that, then Shaka, will you roll me a flat d20?
Sure. I'm a little scared that you asked that, but sure. All right, that is a 3. Just tell me, Gosser doesn't run into me.
Okay, great. I love it. Let's do you want to do this one? Let's do this one.
Oh my goodness, wait.
So
wait, which one?
So that one.
Oh God.
So Gazrick, you are running,
and
as this direwolf is taking off, there's like a kid here in the bazaar, and like not a well-behaved one, so he reaches down and grabs some snow and like packs it up into a snowball and hucks it at just for funsies. So make a deck save to see if you can avoid the snowball coming at you.
Let me see what my deck stats are.
That's right, because that's a physical one, so it is the direwolves.
So that is a 20 plus. It's 15. So let me roll a d20 plus 2.
I see.
Yeah. So 12.
Okay. It hits you right in the side of the face. You get snow in your eyes a little bit, so you are. So we'll say 5 feet of your 50-foot movement is spent sort of doing this nonsense as difficult terrain. So you do make it a good 45 feet, but that's as far as you can go.
I think on the last 5, I'm like really like just brushing on my face. I'm going to use a bonus action to come out of my wild shape. So it's regular, just Druid Gazrick. And I want to cast Wall of Thorns. You create a wall of tough, pliable, tangled brush. The wall appears within range of 120 feet. That's why I had to get close enough. And it makes it can be 60 feet long, 10 feet high, 5 feet thick, or a circle that has a 20-foot diameter and a 20-foot high and 5 feet thick. The wall blocks line of sight though. So I basically want to put a dome of thorns on top of this dude that extends. Just like, and a creature can move through the wall, albeit slowly and painfully. For every 1 foot a creature moves through the wall, it must spend 4 feet of movement. Furthermore, the first time a creature enters the wall or on a turn or ends its turn there, the creature must make a dex saving throw, or it takes 78 slashing damage, or half as much. It's a 6th level spell.
Better be. Oh damn. Okay. And now you are placing the wall so that it is around this man, not
it's like
on top of this man.
Really like a dome that comes, or even like from underneath the ground, rips up and connects, like just sort of.
Got it. I just want to make sure that like we weren't trying to deal immediate damage to this.
No, if he tries to get through it, it'll hurt.
Totally.
But in the meantime, it's just like, and almost to the point, if I have this much control on it, and I don't know if I do, but like really, like it's like here, like the thorns are like 1 foot in any direction would be danger.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Well, it's his turn again. So is he? I don't. He is hoitin. But I don't know. What's he doing, Brian?
Wow. Okay. So you successfully cast this thing. Oh gosh. Okay. Yeah. Well. He's definitely he hesitates at this, and he is already like he's been basically Eldritch blasted. He hesitates, and he actually considers it.
He does
for a moment. He really considers, because he's still seen druidic magic. He's like, I can maybe, and he just gives. He's like, no, he appropriately stops, and yeah, between that, he's like, it's almost like all of the adrenaline has just completely gone. Whoop. There's the hunch over, there's the holding the body where he got blasted. Yeah, this is bad, and he turns and sees. He saw the direwolf. I'm now picturing in my head that this direwolf was running and then like leapt up in midair, turns back into Gazrick, lands on the ground, and is like, boom.
Yeah.
And he sees you, and his eyes just widen, and the color what drains out of his face. He's like, all right, I won't run, y'all. I won't run anymore. Okay.
It's fine. We'll take you with us. And I want to use grasping vine on the vines to like lift this cage of thorns around him. And like, we've got this, the rest need to be here for this. Shaka, did you get everything you needed?
In terms of the gear, sure. Yeah.
Okay, because I think
it's spilled everywhere. But
if someone's going to interrogate them, I do not want to do this without Selise and D'Hani present. Like,
so can we bring him back in that? I've
got this. I've through the vines that are wrapped up that I'm now controlling. It's like I'm
all right.
If he tries to get out, it will hurt him.
Because we got to walk an hour. So
he also looks very bad for what it is worth. Like Shaka's Eldritch Blasts effed him up, so he's not going through that wall of thorns anytime soon.
All right. I mean, if we can make it back, I agree. I mean, I do want to talk to him as we're walking back, but so
you might like whisper, it might do him some good to stew a little, you know what I mean? Let the turkey cook in the oven.
Well, I mean, we could do a little good cop, bad cop. Like you could not say anything, and then I could come in really aggressive.
Got you. I think I'm already. I don't know. Both of us kind of. You hit them with an Eldritch Blast, and I encased him in a wall of thorns. We might both be bad cop.
There's a lot going on here.
Well, look, man. I gave him a chance. Like
I know.
I didn't want to do it in this crowded group of people.
Yeah, speaking of which, what happens when they see us do this?
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
There's a lot. No, there is a lot of commotion because there's not every day that a chase takes place down through the Caldera unless it is essentially to like, unless somebody drops something and has to run after it, or somebody drops those panes of ice, which it's bad. So there's been a lot of excitement and a lot of commotion, and just the and the ooh has kind of reached it's reached across the village at this point. Even in mid Remmerha's trivia fashion at the paddock, Selise and D'Hani, like he's basically like, so yeah, and their phalanges can reach up to, the heck is going on over that way? And he just like, so even the noise of this commotion has reached all the way over to where D'Hani and Selise are.
And in fact, there are Gazrick and Shaka. You now clock. It took a little while because the bazaar was crowded, and you all sort of ran. But there are a few guards headed your way, non-druid guards headed your way, and this man in your bubble of thorns clocks them as well, and immediately, like very gingerly. Without moving too much because there's a lot of thorns, sort of tries to get your attention, Gazrick and Shaka, and say, look, I will give you what I can, but please, they can't know that you caught me or I'll never see her again. And that's where we'll end this week.
No! How dare you give dimension to this character? How dare you?
Yeah, I want a 1D villain.
Come on! Now this is so much more complicated.
No.
Nameless NPCs
now I have to care.
Now I have to care.
Well, you don't have to.
Now I have to attack the guards. Now the town has to be massacred. Okay.
Yeah. I thought he was gonna try to claim that he was like, a victim, or like say help guards or something like that.
I really
honestly,
he
did
does that. And
we did that in season 9 and we did it in season 10. We were not going to bring it back into the nook. Like, you can't have everybody calling the guards on you every time.
That's fair. That's right. Sometimes the guards have to like us, right?
Guards.
I didn't say that.
Yeah.
Let's not get it twisted. All right. I like it. This was another one that Brian and I had sort of a lot of space for you all to do as you pleased, and you all never disappoint. So thank you for being such fun players to tell stories with. And thank all of you for coming to watch. We have a little bit of time, so we'll do our outros, but we may have time for a couple of questions again today before we sign off for the week. So feel free to toss those into chat. We'll grab what we can. But shall we go around and let folks know who we are and where they can find us between now and next week's episode? Where should we start, Brian?
We can go back in reverse order and start with Tanya.
Hi, I'm Tanya. You can find me obviously here. I will be doing, oh my God, what am I doing? Tuesday, I'm actually doing a charity stream with Logitech G, DJ Knight, and Captain Richard. We're playing Uno for charity. So find us over on the Logitech G channel. Hopefully we'll all still be friends once this is over. I will find the tweet and give you the exact time, but that's Tuesday afternoon. Thursday, no Black Dice Society this week. We are off this week. It's going to be really weird to not be on a Zoom call at the same time every Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
And then back here, obviously, on Sunday and in between, I'll be doing plenty of Forza, plenty of New Worlds on my channel. And might even get into some Mass Effect tonight for N7 Day.
Ooh, very cool. I think that's me
sorry.
then. Hey, yeah, I'm Masood. I play Gazrick Nomrad. We can be found on you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Marudboy, MAHRUDBOI. I have fully disassociated to the point that I know that Gazrick's a different person now. But no, that is where we're at. You can find us online. And I really want to ask Tanya, will y'all be playing house rules for Uno? Like, are you stacking +2s, or is it like how does this work?
That's a good question.
Oh no,
great question.
We might. I don't know if digital Uno actually lets you do that. I can check.
Oh, okay.
It does.
And I guess for doing that,
it has a few different options for rules and stacking, but yeah, it allows
Let's do it.
oh, and I've got the Yara DLC, so I'm just sending chorizo after everyone.
There you go. Very fun.
Yes. Yes.
For me,
Chorizo.
what I got going on the line, that's so good. You can find me there. I'm not really I don't have any other streams right now, so it's just Rivals Water. You can catch me next Sunday. I've got a show that's up and running in Chicago, The Best Decision You Ever Made. If you're in the area, go watch it. It's really good. It's over at Second City in the ETC stage. And then other than that, I will be at PAX. Let me know for PAX Unplugged, like all of us, having a good time. I've been playing just a lot of Psychonauts 2, and I'm gonna have a great time with it because it's so good. And as someone who loved Psychonauts 1, truly a gem of a game for me. So that's what I'm doing this week.
That's me, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That is me. Hi. As usual, you can find me on Twitter at LaTia Jacquise. I have a somewhat busy week. So actually, yeah, what does it say? All right. Tomorrow, as Shareef mentioned, you can find myself and Shareef on Idle Champions Presents 2. We are party 2 for Trials of Tiamat. Level 17 D'Hani. It's gonna be pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
On Wednesday, you can catch me I'm going to put this up on Twitter, but on Wednesday, you can catch me, I think at 9 p.m. at twitch.tv/Cypher Unlimited Live. I'm the community relations coordinator for Monty Cook Games. We have a Kickstarter going on, and on Wednesday evening, we will be running a demo game of it in the Cypher system on that channel. So if you're interested in some plane hopping shenanigans, come on over and watch. On Thursday, I will be in an Eidolon Alpha game powered by Cortex, twitch.tv/Cortex Fandom, I think. Fandom Tabletop. And then on Friday, it's Roll20Con, and I'm playing a vampire game. And busy girl this week. And then as usual on Sunday, you can catch me here again to figure out exactly what Shaka and Gazrick have gotten themselves into on Rivals. That's me.
All right.
Shareef.
Yeah, so you can find me at shareefjackson.com, SHAREEF Jackson.com, Shareef Jackson on all social networks. I'll be playing with LaTia tomorrow, the Trials of Mount Tiamat, with a code name, and there will also be new skins for our characters in Idle Champions as well. So make sure to check those out to get a good download those. And I believe that like a Selise skin has been available since she started playing as well. So make sure to check all those Ascendant things out. And I don't have any other stuff going on that people have not mentioned already. We got the PAX Unplugged stuff coming up. Yeah, just check the VODs for Trouble in Techburg, the Kids on Bikes campaign that I finished up a little bit with our producer Noir, and you could check those out over at Pixel Circus, either twitch.tv or YouTube or Twitter, all their Pixel Circus goodness stuff. You could check out the VODs there.
I love it. Reverse order. So I think I don't remember now.
I feel like we go in I don't know.
Great. I love that. Yes, in the thing. Hi, everybody. I'm Eugenio. I'm DM Jazzy Hands. You can find me on the Twitters and here on Twitch at DM Jazzy Hands. What do I have going on tomorrow? Next episode of Courts of the Shadow Fae on the Kobold Press channel. Things are getting weird. We're about to meet the Shadow King. It's a good time. DM'd by the glorious Little Red Dot and playing with Rocket Fox, Persephoroth, and Mythmatic. So that's tomorrow night, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific on the Kobold Press channel. Tuesday and Thursday, I think maybe this week finishing Mass Effect 3. So like big old spoilers.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
like I would love for you to join me at my channel, but maybe not this week if you are concerned about Mass Effect spoilers. But yeah, we're going to finish up the Citadel DLC on Tuesday, and then it's sort of endgame from there out. Wednesday, my podcast, The Last Refuge, D&D podcast, will have a new episode. We didn't have one last week because scheduling this time of year sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But we will have one. In fact, I start recording the episode that I will then have to edit and put out in 3 days in theory, in 3 minutes. So we'll see. Thursday, I'll be back on my channel. And then Sunday, I will be back here. I should also mention that in just a few weeks, if you are in the San Diego area or are going to be at San Diego Comic-Con, the weekend of Thanksgiving, Tanya and I will be there along with some other great folks playing a live session of Into the Motherlands at San Diego Comic-Con. So come check us out there. We're very excited about that. And then, of course, our weekly reminder that our finale for Rivals of Waterdeep will be at PAX Unplugged in Philly on Friday, December 10th. So all of that coming up, very exciting. Et toi?
Hi, I have been your other co-DM, Brian. I'm at Urban Bohemian pretty much everywhere. I actually don't think I have anything major coming up, which is kind of nice, although I did not check my calendar before saying that, so I'm probably lying. I'll be back on my own stream on Tuesday. We're either going to look more at Animal Crossing or pop back into the Solitaire Conspiracy because it looks really good on the consoles.
Ooh, game's awesome.
It is fun. And then, I don't know, Saturday and Sunday morning is Animal Crossing per usual. Saturday morning, there'll be a stream of something. It depends on what's come out and what's fun to play. And then, yeah, back here again, back here for episode 7. Wow. Episode 7 with these awesome players. So yeah, hopefully see you all throughout the week on social media and definitely back here next Sunday.
All right. Are we, well, we have managed to, we asked for questions. We will collect those, I think, because it is now 1 minute to 3 Eastern. So we'll collect those. And if we get a chance to, we'll try and answer them online this week. Apologies for those of you who submitted questions. At my urging, I take it on myself. Are we reading? Where are we going? You are muted.
Dag nabbit. 0 for 6 this season. Michael Kritz, who is playing Magic the Gathering.
Ooh.
What a delight. What a delight. Let's go hang out with Michael Kritz. Be on your best behavior, give all the rivals love, and we will see you next week, right here, same time, same place, for episode 7, season 11 of Rivals of Waterdeep. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming, y'all. Bye.
See y'all.
Bye.
Peace.